Hello everyone, today we're going to look at making an obstacle course using Scratch. This is part of our Art and DT unit. Usually if we were in school we'd be making something and programming it, a bit like robotics, to try and do something with an idea about how we'd make a vehicle that could manage disaster rescue, like rescuing people from an earthquake, similar to our work last week. However, this week, well, this half term, of course, we're not going to be in school. So what I've decided that we're going to do is we're going to look at making a similar thing on Scratch, which is a bit like using 2-3D. You might remember we did that when we did our 3D modelling before the autumn half term. So this is it. This is one I've made earlier. This is a program. You can see over here, there's the truck and the wheels, and I want to get to the green bits. And if I move around by pressing different arrow keys, I move in all different directions. And if I move to the red wall, I can't go through it. If I get to the end here, then whoops, pseudo-zoo. If I go to the green one here, you'll see it says well done, you did it, and then this green flag will reset it. So we're going to try and make one ourselves. So let's go here to new. Yes, I want to replace the content of the current project. The first thing I want to do is I want to make a truck. By default, the sprite here will be sorry, the typing is being very weird. By default, the sprite here will be the cat. This is the normal icon of Scratch. So if I want to change that, I'm going to go over here to the costumes tab. I'm going to click that, and then down here there's this one. You can take a picture of the camera, upload a costume if you've got one. You can use surprise, which is just a random, paint one, make one yourself, or you can choose one. Just to show you what surprise does, literally just finds anything in the library. It just finds anything. But I don't want any of this right now. Instead what I want is to find a costume. So I'm going to go here, and you can search up here in the top left for a car or something. I'm going to scroll down and see if I can find one. I'm looking for something like the truck, so let's see if I can find it. Hey, here we go. Truck A, Truck B, and Truck C. I don't want a massive truck. This is going to be something for rescuing people, so I think Truck B is the one to do. Now I've done this, I can just click this one and I can press the bin because I don't need that one anymore. I just need the truck, and it's a bit big, so let's take that and turn it down to 25. So it is a quarter of the size it should be. Once again, my keyboard is giving me problems, isn't it? Okay, let's see if we can come back to that. So I've got my thing here. It's too big at the moment, but we're going to fix that later. And what I want to do is I want to make it so that my truck always starts in the same place. So this is where I need to start using the blocks here. The first thing I'm going to do is do an event. So I'm going to say when I start, which is when the green thing is clicked, then I'm going to have my truck be in this position. The way you do that is you say by going here, and you'll see it comes with these coordinates that are already written here, and if I move the truck, then the coordinates over here change as well. But yeah, I think let's do this new one, and then if I don't want this one, I can just right click it and I can say delete block. Remember, this is good. If I move it anywhere else, as soon as I press the green one, it's back to normal. Excellent. Now I want to make it so that it moves, so I'm going to say when, and I need when a key is pressed. In this case, let's say when a key is pressed, when up key is pressed, up arrow is pressed, then it's going to move 10 steps. Now whenever I press up, it moves, but it's not moving up, so I need one extra bit here. The thing I'm going to do then is to say I want it to point in a direction, and I want it to point upwards. That'll be to 0 degrees. Now when I press up, it does this, but when I press down, left or right, nothing is happening. So I need to make some similar blocks. Now while you can do this manually, the easiest way is just to duplicate the block here. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. Now all I need to do is just change when the down arrow is pressed, and then I change the direction to point down, and this is 180 degrees. That's why it says 180. It's because it's like a half turn away. So now when I go up, I go up. When I go down, I go down. Perfect, but still no left and right. So I'm just going to duplicate this a couple more times. 1 and 2. And now I'm going to say when I do the right arrow, I want to move right. That's 90 degrees. And when I do the left arrow, I want to point left. Okay, so far so good. I've now got up, down, left and right. At this moment, I suggest you pause the video and try this for yourself in Scratch. Then once you've done that, we'll come back and then we can think about how we're going to make the other things. So I now want to design a backdrop. I'm going to go over here to my backdrop, and for my backdrop I'm going to want to paint this one, I think. There's a couple of things you could do, like you could pick one, but what I want to do is something really simple so that I just have a box. Actually, let me see if I've got something good here. No, I don't think any of this is what I want. Instead, I'm simply going to go to paint a backdrop. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these tools over on this side. Actually, I can do this with the backdrop one. I don't need a backdrop too. If I've got my backdrop, then I just want to draw some stuff. Now I could freehand it, but actually what I think would be better is to draw some shapes, because I want to make my obstacle course like this. And at the moment it's purple, so we're going to change that to be red. Yeah, that's more like it. Perfect. Now I've got my red ones, and I want one other one which I'm going to change to be green, and I'm going to put that over here. That's my aim. That's where I want to go with them. Really good. Okay, let's go back. Looks good. You'll notice that now the code is completely gone. That's because the code is attached to the sprite. We're going to look at how you can code the backdrop another time, but if I go back to sprite, all of my stuff is here. Now there's a couple of things I need to do. At the moment, if I just go anywhere, my truck, which is still way too big, there we go, my truck can just go straight through the red walls, which I don't want, and nothing happens here. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I need it, since it's going forward 10 steps, as soon as it reaches a red wall, I want it not to be able to go anywhere. The best way to do that is to say when the green's clicked, if my, so here we go, if my car is touching the color, in this case I want the color red. Now rather than try and pick the exact shade of red here, what you want to do to get the right thing is to color picker here, and now you can click. Do you see how it goes different colors? You can click the color you want. So I'm going to say when it clicks red, sorry, give me a moment, I forgot which block I need. It's when it's touching red, we want it to move -10. Aha, here we go. If it's touching the color red, then I want to move, not 10, because at the moment if I do this, it's just going to go forward, or it should go forward. So what I'm going to want to do is move -10 steps. Let's see if that works. No, it's not working at the moment. Let me see. I have actually forgotten myself how we do this now. Oh, I know what it is. The reason this is not working is it says it only does it if it's when you click it. So when you click it, it goes backwards, do you see? But then it already resets it. So what I want to do is I want to do the timer where I'm going to say forever. Here we go. There we go. So I've got forever. If it's touching the red, then I want to move 10 steps. Let's give that a try. There we go. And now you can see it tries to go forward, but then it goes backwards again. And if I move down, it's no problem. But if I move into the red, even this red doesn't work at all. There is a bit of a weird thing where when you flip it around, it goes backwards. That's a small bug. If you can fix it, let me know how, because I think it's to do with how the sprite itself rotates. But this is pretty good. We got it so you can't go through the wall, at least you can't go through the wall without glitching, which is what we want. And now the final step we want is to make it so that when we reach the end here, when we touch the green, something happens. So basically we're going to do a similar idea. I'm just going to duplicate this one, but now instead of touching the color red, I'm going to get my color picker and say when I'm touching this green over here, then I don't just want it to say move 10 steps, I want it to announce something. And so therefore, if I want my thing to say something, I'm going to do say, and here instead of saying hello, I'm going to say well done, you did it. There we go. Now let's give that a try. Moving down, check you can't go through the wall. Apart from the glitch, can't go through the wall. And then when I get here to the end, if I get here to the end, it's harder than it looks though. It says well done, you did it. And that's all we're going to get to now. Once you've done this, it's important that you save your work because we're going to be using this as a basis. So once you've done that, go up here to File, and then you should be able to save it to your computer and give that a go. There may be a way to save it to your account, but I'm not familiar with how to do it offhand. So, oh yes, sorry. I forgot to say, if you're doing this in the internet browser, then if you go to File, there'll be a couple of extra options where it says Save Now, and then it will save it to your account if you make an account. So that's a good way to start it. If not, I'm going to upload versions of this each week so you can start from where I'm at. Good luck. Please do send me your game. Feel free to make it more complicated, make the background interesting. You can change the way like the colours in the background as long as you don't use the red and green, put other images in, make extra blocks. Even better if you can figure out how to make it do all sorts of really cool stuff like drawing curves and things like that. Oh, I've noticed I've got a spelling mistake as well. And yeah, make sure you do give it a try, because as you can see, often when you play it, you'll find things that go wrong and then you can make small adjustments to it. Good luck, let me know how you get on.